Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Davisa Rima Putri with student ID 2110931008. Here, I will discuss a technical economics problem using present value analysis solution. A commercial building is leased for 10 years with rent for the first 5 years of 2 billion each year and each subsequent year increasing by 100 million compared to the first previous year. If the interest rate in the first 5 years is 12% per year and in the second 5 years is 10% per year, determine the present value or P of the rent. So first, let's make a 10-year timeline from the first year to the 10th year. Then we describe the cash flow of 2 billion per year for the first 5 years starting from the end of the first year to the end of the third year, each amounting to 2n. Continued with cash flow increasing by 100 million in each subsequent year. So, in each subsequent year, it rose by 100 million from 2n to 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and 2.5. Then, we note that in the first 5 years, the interest rate is 12%, while in the second 5 years, the interest rate is 10%. Yes, here 12%, the 10%, the command in this problem is to determine the present value or value at the beginning, so the first year, P of the series of rents. So this is the first 5 years. This is the second 5 years. Let's simplify our problem first by solving the cash flow in the first 5 years from a series of uniform cash flow of the same size every year in the first 5 years. Yes, let's first find the P values. Yes, the P value from the first 5 years here, we use an equation like this. That 2 billion multiplied by the function P per A, find P if it's as known, comma I. The I is 12%, comma and equal 5. Yes, first 5 years on 2, 3, 4, 5. So, then we still have to add to this equation cash flow in the next 5 years. So, to calculate the cash flow in the next 5 years, we first remove the cash flow in the first 5 years. This cash flow in the second 5 years is 2.1 billion in the first years and always increases by 100 million every year to complete the cash flow. We can divide this cash flow into a uniform cash flow of 2.1 billion for 5 years and an arithmetic gradient cash flow with a constant increase of 100 million every year. So we will have an equation like this. 2.1 billion, this is 2.1 uniform cash flow multiplied by P per A point 10%, because here the interest rate applies 10%. Thus, 5 equations will produce a present value at the beginning of 6th year, the present value. At the beginning of the 6 years, this will also be obtained from gradient automatic cash flow. Here, yes, this is a change of 100 million or 0.1 billion to get the P value here. It will be equal to 0.1 billion times P over G point I equals 10%. 5, yes, there are 5 years here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then This p-value can be from 2.1 billion and the p-value obtained from an additional 100 million each year. We add them up, we get the total p-value here, and then we present 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we present p per 0.2% because from the beginning of the 6th year to the beginning of the first year here, the interest rate is 12% and the n is 5. Yes, here in 5 years, then we add the p-value that we presented at the beginning to the p-value that we got from cash flow in the first 5 years. Then we open the interest table, which is 12% and 10%. Yes, we look at the value of each function in our equation for interest rate I, which is equal to 12%. Here, under the function p over a, and to the right n equals 5, we will get this value. Then, at 10% interest rate under the function p per a, and on the right, the value of n is equal to 5. We get the value of this function, then in the 10% interest table under the p per g function, and to the right of n equals 5, we get the value of this function. And then in the 12% interest table under the p per f function, and into the right of n equals 5, we get the value of this function. So, let's enter the values in this interest table into our equation. So 2 billion multiplied by 3.6 plus 2.1 billion multiplied by 3.7 plus 0.1 billion multiplied by 6.8 multiplied by 0.5, and if we calculate it, we will get that the value is 12.11 billion. Thus, we get the present value of the building rent of 2.11. So, that's all from the discussion of engineering economics. Hopefully, it's useful for everyone. I'm Davisa, Rima, Putri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.